With this Knight of Souls Betrayal in play, all creatures get -1/-1, so I'll play my commander, Maha, its Feathers Night, and all creatures my opponents control will die from having 0 toughness, as well as all future creatures cast. Will you concede? This is an example of a soft lock, a combination of cards that prevent your opponents from taking some, but not all, actions. In this case, it involves the new legend from Bloomburrow, Maha its Feathers Night. This 5-mana elemental bird is a 6/5 with flying and trample that reads, Ward, discard a card. So your opponents must discard a card when targeting Maha or have their spells or abilities countered. Additionally, creatures your opponents control have base toughness of 1. It's that last line that means a lot to a soft lock on the board. A base toughness of 1 means it affects a creature's printed toughness. But if a creature is modified by an equipment or a +1/+1 counter or an aura, their toughness will be 1 plus the modifier. So if we introduce global shrink effects like Knight of Souls Betrayal or Kervek the Spiteful, all unmodified creatures our opponents control die from having 0 toughness. They would then only be able to keep new creatures in play if that creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on them via effects like a Sprouting Thurnax or Dearly Departed, as those effects happen before a creature enters the battlefield. Any Anthem effects work here too. A glorious Anthem giving your creatures +1/+1 means that they enter with a base toughness of 1 that is already modified by an additional 1. Effects that put an extra counter on a creature after it enters the battlefield, like the Great Henge, won't work here, because the game state sees a creature with 0 toughness before this enters the battlefield trigger resolves. Remember, state-based effects are checked in between spells and triggers on the stack, but not during the resolution of a spell or a trigger. This kind of effect is called a soft lock because there are outs to it. You can remove Maha or the card causing the shrink effect and allow everyone to play creatures once again. Other examples of soft locks are Book of Exalted Deeds putting an Enlighten counter on a Mutavault. Now your opponents can't win the game and you can't lose the game until someone can destroy your land, which we all know is actually a lot harder than it might seem. Compare this to a hard lock, which prevents players from casting any more spells and prevents them from interacting with the lock pieces directly, keeping them stuck with only what they have in play to try and take out the player locking the game down. Examples of a hard lock are Decree of Silence, which counters 3 spells cast by opponents, until you pair it with a Solemnity, which prevents permanents from getting counters, essentially countering all spells opponents cast forever. Now there are a few ways out of that, of course, casting an uncounterable spell or simply attacking the locking player, but Decree of Silence only counters opponents' spells. The locking player can now cast whatever they want without fear of being interacted with. Good luck with those odds. Another notorious hard lock involves Mycosynth Lattice, which turns all permanents into artifacts, and Karn, the Great Creator, which prevents opponents from activating the abilities of artifacts, which now includes their lands. Your best bet there is to try and attack the Karn, but the player controlling Karn can still activate the abilities of their artifacts all they want. Good luck getting out from under that lock. And along those same lines, we have the new YGRA Eater of All. This 5-mana 6/6 elemental cat reads, Ward, sacrifice a food. Other creatures are food artifacts in addition to their other types. Whenever a food is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put 2 +1/+1 counters on YGRA. The important part here is turning all other creatures into artifact food tokens. If you then turn all lands into creatures with a Nature's Revolt or a Living Plane, and add Karn the Great Creator or even Null Rod into the mix, there's no tapping lands or activating creatures for mana anymore, resulting in a hard lock on the board state. It is vitally important to recognize the start of a lock or pieces that may contribute to a lock so that you can deal with them while you can. Potential lock scenarios are where you want versatile removal like Beast Within, Generous Gift, or Chaos Warp, so you can deal with any of the pieces of those locks before the other pieces hit the battlefield. Remember, it is not about playing more removal, it's about being smarter with the removal you do play. If you want to see me build any of these new legends from Bloomburrow in a future episode, be sure to tell me in the comments below. And if you want to check out my deck lists, be sure to visit my sponsor, Moxfield. Moxfield is the best deck building platform in the world and makes it easy to see all my brews with their new enhanced profile features. While you're there, be sure to follow me to never miss my lists. And while you're here, be sure to check out these other cool brews on the channel. If you were inspired to build a deck today, you have to hit that subscribe button. And as always, folks, good luck and have fun.